Hello, comrades, and welcome to Season 9, Episode 4 of Locomotive Royale. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With us today, we have no technical advisor, as far as I know. I don't know if he's going to be coming around later. But we do have 5 contestants, and they each brought along something for show and tell. This is the Model Royale. You had to show up with a locomotive that you own a model of. There are some technicalities in there, which we will discuss at the end of the episode to not get bogged down here. But nevertheless, everyone brought a locomotive that they have a model of. We also have a new contestant this week, which is actually what we're going to be starting out with. If you don't know how to play this game, I recommend going back to the beginning of this season. There's a much longer introduction there that explains a little bit about it. I also invite you to go to our website, theironhorseman.com, theironhorseman.com. There's a link in the description. You don't need to spell it out. In there, we have our line of steamer locomotive trading cards that you can use to play this game, and also a link to the rules. That's important. There's lots of documents in there, including a flyer for the trading cards that you can hang up at your local railroad club if you wanted. No pressure. Anyway, Bryce, you're actually the first up. You got the closest. So, welcome to the Loco Games.
Hello.
Can you tell us what you've brought?
So, I have brought a Bessemer in Lake Erie 210-2, the USRA design of later in the war.
It's a good looking engine. I mean, I feel like USRA engines are sort of derided as generic, but they do look pretty good. I think, anyway. Alright. Fort, you're in the second position. Tell me about this thing that I should hate, but it's cute.
Yeah, so this is the New York, Ontario, and Western. It's a U-Class. It's a Mogul Camelback, and the model that I kind of brought with it was literally the first model train I ever got, and I got it in like a train kit that was bought at the grocery store.
That's
based.
Yeah, that's great, actually. I wish they had sold trains at my grocery store. I do want to save the show and tell to the end, though, because we can definitely get in the weeds about where these models came from. So let's just talk about the locomotives that we have before us. This thing in particular, I think this is like its third appearance in a Loco game. It's the only Camelback Mogul that I know of, and like I have a soft spot for Moguls, which is why I don't just totally hate it. I also have a soft spot for the NYOW.
I'm pretty sure that the NYOW had multiple classes of 260, because the last time this showed up, I seem to remember Kaiserin bringing it, and it was a different class.
Interesting.
I think it had wall shirts.
This page has 4 classes, 2 of superheated versions, or rebuilds, I should say.
Okay, maybe it's just the railroad, but yeah, there are not too many Camelback Moguls out there. At any rate...
Wait, did you ask Matt for the picture?
In the third position, East, you've brought the thing that changed Locodome without ever showing up.
Yeah, this thing single-handedly broke Locodome in an unfixable way until Ellis fixed it.
Yeah, no, it's unfixable. It's ruined. It's ruined it.
Wait, so how did that happen?
So you know the 10% tractive effort rule?
Mm-hmm.
This engine single-handedly implemented that rule.
Yeah, this...
Wait, so it wasn't David?
No.
Okay.
It was some... This is way smaller than Le Dave. This is the problem. You know, we were talking about rosters, and you know, I have a special group, which is the Four Foamers Embassy, where, you know, we sort of I communicate with the Horsemen's Super PAC, and they started realizing that you could sort of have this race to the bottom, and it's best to have a small locomotive. So they went looking for the smallest locomotive possible, and this is what they found. It's really small. Just warning everyone. So yeah, Atami. In the fourth position, Brian, this is you, right? I don't know these last two in the wrong order.
Yep, that is in fact me. Hello, is I, the Starlight Alchemist, otherwise known as Brian. And for the second time this season, and hopefully, spoiler alert, the second of three, I am bringing a British Express passenger locomotive. This is London Midland and Scottish Railway 6242, City of Glasgow, in rebuilt condition. It was originally built streamlined. This is after it was rebuilt to be unstreamlined, and before it was accepted by British Rail and involved in the second worst rail accident in UK history, the Harrow and Wealdstone crash. Oof.
See, I think if you had sandbagged that for style points, you would have had better odds of me giving it to you. This is the discussion that we had earlier. I still
no, the
don't, I
discussion
still don't know
I
how I
was
feel
like,
about it.
I don't think it will be. That's why I'm saying.
No,
it.
and you know, I'm just saying, you know, I style points, like, I try to be consistent, but a lot of it, I'll have to admit, is vibes. But yeah, no, this thing got pretty badly oofed. But you know, it's
So,
it's British,
just
so
a-
I hate it.
Just
Anyway,
a question in advance,
Go ahead.
Alice. Technically, like, it was only rebuilt to remove the streamlining, but still, I want to ask this. If and when we ask year built, would I answer with the actual year built, or the year that it was de-streamlined?
stat sheet. That is all.
I didn't hear what that
Oh,
answer
sorry,
was.
You
sorry,
cut
I
out.
cut out stat sheet.
Stat sheet. Oh. The stat sheet
Live by
isn't
the stat sheet, die by
Yeah,
the...
you're going to live or die by the stat sheet in this case.
It's not the specific year that this
Uh,
locomotive was built.
Well, it was okay. So, but it is the year of the first in the class, I would assume.
Yes.
So then you should have your answer more or less. The year that it was built. Uh,
Okay.
If it doesn't have a separate stats page for it being rebuilt post streamlining, I mean, we could get into the weeds in this a little bit more. I'm just going to throw a couple of things at you, which is if it got a new set of stats for the post streamlining rebuild, that's something to think about. And two, if the class was all streamlined when it was made, or just this one, because if they were all streamlined and then all de-streamlined, that's different than if it was just this one, and the stats are for the class as a whole, and the stats don't necessarily represent the weight of the streamlining. So
Okay.
that's something to think about.
Okay. Understandable.
Anyway, fifth position. Let's get this wrapped up. Bender, you've brought a Japanese engine because you are infected with the, you know.
Yes. This is a very special locomotive in Japan, and it was banned from mainline running in the 2000s.
Bummer.
Do you want me to explain, or like, are we just
Please.
gonna end there?
Is it does it have a little 3-axle tender, or is it like a big 4
It's a
is
little
a
3-axle
so-
tender.
Oh, okay.
This thing is shorter than a D51, if I'm not mistaken.
C62.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Yeah, the entire wheelbase is shorter than a C62 engine base. So it was banned because it's too weak to pull the length of what mainline excursions have come to in Japan. So it's technically not banned. It just has a pull limit of 3 cars, but like most excursions in Japan that are on the mainline can get up to like 12, 13 cars.
Well, you know,
Either double
add more,
I know they have
more
than one
engine.
C56.
I'm adding more engine. Take the Kerbal route. Anyway, all right. Those are our 5 contestants. That took a little bit to get through, but it's balanced out by the fact that we got started in 15 minutes instead of 30 for once. At any rate, this is a game of stats and style. We have 4 rounds of stats. Bryce, you are up first. Look at your competitors here. You're allowed to look at all these photos. What do you think is a good stat call for you?
Let's go. Great area.
Ooh, great
What did you
area.
say?
Great area. Going once.
Great area.
Going twice. Alright. I feel like it would have been extra mean to dump vetoes on the very first stat of the game on the person who's never played before. So I'm glad you just didn't. But I wouldn't have been overly surprised. Bryce, you're up first. What's your grade area?
88.20.
88.20 square feet. We're always going to be doing imperial measurements. Because just because, really.
This thing hits 88 square feet.
You're gonna see some serious fuego. All right, how much?
Who was going to make that joke?
How much great area is on the camel?
That would be 80.
Okay, that's hilarious. I mean, I know it's a camelback with a giant wooden firebox, but the fact that it's almost the same as the Santa Fe sitting next to it, that's fantastic. Great area for a Tommy.
1.91.
Oh, I was gonna ask over under on it
It's
being
going to be less than
1.
2.
I was wondering if it was gonna be less than 1. All right.
I
you,
had a
It's
distinct feeling it was going to be less than 2.
All right.
How much Fuego do you want?
Is this
No.
like the Porky Pig cartoon where it burns a candle?
Yes. Also, Bryce,
get to that
Bryce, you got to
later.
hit enter so the number appears for the rest of us. Thank you. Brian.
A nice round number that is smaller than the 2 Americans, not surprising because I'm
Wow.
British. 50.
50. Okay. Bender.
13.99.
13.99. What a ridiculous spread. Okay. 5 points for the 2-10-2. 5 points for Bryce. Good for a stat call. 4 points for the Camelback. 3 points for the British. 2 points for the Japanese, and 1 point for also the Japanese. This is also Japanese, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. It's from somewhere. I mean, there's, I'm just, never mind. I was just showing the viewers something. All right, Fort, what's your first stat call?
I think, I'm gonna go with, tubes.
Tubes. Okay, interesting. Going once, going twice. All right, tubes. That is a special stat, which means it goes over in the side. Tubes, number and diameter.
Danger.
Down on, what is this? Cell V45. Cell V45, down and to the right.
That is the right number, right? Yeah.
All right, Bryce, what do you have, tubes, number, and diameter?
I have 271 and 2¼ inch tubes.
Okay, all right, reasonable. Oh, God, I'm already seeing the results come in. Fort?
Yeah, 333 by 2 inch.
God. Well, it tells me a few things. Anyway, East?
I have 23 tubes by 1¼ or 1.5.
1.5. Those are actually a little bigger than I would have expected. That's kind of weird. Still almost certainly going to be the smallest here, unless the British really blow me away. Ryan?
They are going to blow you away, but
Yeah,
in the
1 inch
opposite
tube.
direction. What the hell was William Stanier smoking? 129 at 2.375?
Well, he was
Metric.
smoking plenty through the 2.375s.
Help.
All right, Bender.
68 at 1.575.
Okay, not a lot of tubes.
Just cooked.
Yeah, that's okay. So
Ah.
5 points to a Tommy, which 4 points to the Japanese at 1.575. Wow, interesting. 3 points to the Mother Hubbard.jpg, 2 points to the Santa Fe, and 1 point to the British. Which, that's okay. I don't know why I'm railing on the British so hard this episode.
See, my problem is I'm in the...
Go ahead.
Yeah, my problem I'm realizing is I'm, like, weirdly in the middle of the pack, like, size-wise, so
Yeah,
I'm a bit awkward
You're
right
in the
now.
middle. You're in the middle between two like reasonably sized engines. Although the 210-2 is kind of big, and actually, it's really interesting. We have really big, relatively speaking. Medium, that's you. That's weird. Small, which is the Japanese thing, because it is Cape gauge. Can't forget that. And then extremely small. So yeah, that's that's our distribution this episode, which is always strange.
I wonder if this is the biggest spread of TE we've ever had.
Probably because it's the first time a Tommy's been here.
When that stat comes up, you will be shocked to see
coming
something.
just coming back to the fact that this broke a game. East, what's your stat call?
Huh.
Oh, I should probably turn the timer over. I'm just staring at it upside down. Why is the sand not
Why
falling?
isn't this doing
yeah,
anything?
Yeah, exactly. I just looked down. I had that realization. Like, that's weird. All the sand is
Why
already
isn't-
on the bottom. Oh, wait.
Okay, to absolutely no one's surprise, driver wheelbase.
Ooh, that actually. I mean, there's a lot of good things you can pick, but I figured you would have gone with the weights first. Going once, going twice. Yeah, driver wheelbase. That just tells, yeah, rigid wheelbase. Everybody has one set of drivers, so we don't need to complicate things. Nobody needs to do math. But I think I already know who's getting a 1. Let's hear it from the 210-2. Bryce?
22.33.
That's actually less than I expected. Fort?
13.75.
Okay. East, what's yours?
3.5.
Are you sure you're measuring the locomotive and not the model? All right. Brian?
This entire engine could fit. I could fit almost 2 in one of, and like one Wild. We can fit 2 of these engines.
One wild. I thought you were going to say you could fit it in your living room or something, which also is probably true.
You could fit Montezuma in a living room.
You could probably fit like 50 of these in my living room.
Anyway, can I say my stats?
Yes, go ahead. I called for you. I guess
14.5.
14.5, slightly longer than the Mogul. Okay,
Which makes sense,
It
because
does.
look at me.
but let's hear it from the other 3-coupled engine.
12.47.
Okay, 12.47 makes sense because narrow gauge. Okay, 5 points for a Tommy. No surprise. 4 points to what is this thing again? This is it's C56. Okay, I'm gonna forget that at least twice more. 3 points to the U class. 2 points to the what? What is this? That's an 8P. Okay.
You can call it a Duchess. It's
no,
a Duchess
no,
class.
No. I don't respect royalty. Okay.
Bruh.
All right, and 1 point for the USRA thing. I don't know what class this was.
Sad, morbidly chungus.
Okay, Brian.
All right. Boiler pressure.
Boiler pressure going once, going twice. Oh, I'm actually interested. Also, I want to clarify again, just railing on the British, specifically British royalty. I respect Swedish royalty. The King of Sweden's cool. Boiler pressure. Let's hear boiler pressure from the 210-2. Price?
190.
190. Okay.
That is incredibly funny knowing something that I will say after I call my stat.
Oh no. All right, Ford.
Well, I mean, this is a surprise. 200.
200. What?
Wait a minute.
I have questions.
That's what it says on.
I mean,
That's what it says on the spreadsheet, and I make
believe
sure I'm
you.
in the right column.
I believe you, but I don't like it. All right. East.
120. However,
Oh, no.
in the Baldwin order form, it says these things were tested up to 180 psi.
Help.
Before detonation, I assume.
Negative
Yeah, that's why
factor
it's called a
2.
Tommy, because it's an atomic bomb.
No, not again, Japan. Okay. Brian.
They do it to themselves.
Surprising nobody, 250.
Okay, 250. Yep. And East. East. I see the Japanese locomotive. I think East. Bender.
200.2.
200.2. Okay.
Come on!
Way to be those guys, JNR. All right, 5 points to the British, 4 points to the Japanese, 3 points to the NYO&W, America's Forgotten Class 1, 2 points to the BNLE, and 1 point to the other Japanese, the Atami. Okay, Bender, what's your stat call?
Thank you, Bob. It's good to be here.
$1.
$1.
All right, I did turn over the timer this time. I need to get one of the big ones, the 1 hour timers for my air conditioner outside, because that's when I need to drain it every hour. It overflows out of the floor.
We're gonna go with the overall wheelbase.
Overall wheelbase, interesting. So I see that you are in fact in cahoots with East. Going once, going
What?
twice.
Nuh-uh.
Who would have
Overall
thought?
wheelbase.
Okay, but like, what else could he could have called that like I wouldn't win? That's
I
the
have no
thing.
idea, but it's a like. I'm not saying there's actual collusion. I'm saying the appearance is there. Therefore, I am assuming collusion. You know.
Yeah.
I know of one
I
thing he could have
recount.
called that he could have beat
Yeah.
you with.
Stop the count. All right, Bryce.
82.83.
82. Okay, you got $2 cars. Ford.
We're overall wheelbase, right?
Overall wheelbase,
Yeah,
yes.
49.62.
Okay, so about half. East.
3.5.
3.5. Nice. Okay. This thing doesn't have a tender hiding somewhere. All right, Brian.
Just under 10 feet less than the 210-2, 62.92. This thing is huge by British standards.
I mean, it definitely fills up the loading gauge. And Bender.
39.37.
39.37. Okay, reasonable. You get a 4 off of that. 5 points to Atami, of course. 3 points to the NYO and W, 2 points to the British, and 1 point to the BNLE. So, now that we've wrapped up round 1, I'm just going to do a quick perusal back through the stats and look at where people have bounced around to. Yeah, okay, I see 3 5s in the history of East. That doesn't really surprise me. Anyway.
Hey, wait a second. Who removed mine?
What? Oh. What happened?
Somebody deleted my stat.
Put it back, quick. There you go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think somebody accidentally started typing in your cell. Or a sabotage. Anyway, East is in the lead with 17 points. The U class is in second. Oh, no, sorry. I didn't look down far enough. Bender's in the lead. 18 points. With C56 160, and then Atami's in second place with 17. The U class is in third with 16, and then there's a big old gap, and then 13 points for the city of Glasgow, and 11 points for the BNLE. There's definitely room for the larger engines to catch up, frankly. It's very telling to see that the 3 smaller engines have taken this kind of lead, based on, what we've got here. I mean, tubes, rigid wheelbase, and overall wheelbase. Some of those just being the same number. Whereas grade area and boiler pressure are firmly in the favor of the larger locomotives. The U class having that Wooten balances it out. Really messes with the balance there a little bit.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Am I having character development? Do I want this to succeed?
No, you don't.
Yeah, you're right, I don't. All right. No technical advisor yet. I assume if Tyler shows up, he's going to show up and, screaming.
He's gonna cry.
East, does Tyler know what you did? East?
I think East is on the phone with Tyler.
That'd be great.
So true.
Did he say, I'm back, or I'll be back?
I'm back.
Okay. I asked if Tyler knows what you did.
Oh, I went to the bathroom. I don't know if he needs to know that.
No.
No.
Does he know that you built a model of a Tommy out of Lego?
Oh, yes, he was.
Okay.
No, because he's the one who inspired me to build the model out of Lego.
Great.
Because we were thinking of ways to get a Tommy, but he's like, "Oh, bring it to your Ellis engines Ellis hates," and I was like, "Oh, but I want to bring the thing he actually hates."
I do actually hate a Tommy. I had to redo my whole. I had to invent rules.
And so,
Oh, and
so we're thinking about we can't build the model. I'm like, oh wait, but we can. Then I spent the next 4 days building a model of it. I took out all of my Lego for this.
That's honestly, I respect that. The thing is, I'm glad you did it out of Lego because that's like an established model building thing. If you'd made it out of popsicle sticks, I don't think I would have let you in. Just saying.
Well, the thing is like it actually also like it's fully equipped to run on Lego tracks. It also has couplers and stuff, so I could hook it up to other cars if I want to.
Yeah,
I
that's
could
why.
just pull
That's
it
why I
out.
respect it. Like, I go to the Big E and I see the big Lego display, and I'm like, yeah, Lego trains are legit. I don't go to the Big E and see the thing made out of toothpicks and go, yeah, model trains. Anyway, second round, Bryce. What's your stat call?
I'm gonna do tender water capacity.
Tender water capacity. Okay, good one. Going once.
Oh, that's gonna be very interesting.
Going twice. I want to see interesting. Water
Someone has a
capacity.
scoop.
So, well, you never know with the British.
No, but maybe a certain NYNO thing, has magical mystery tender like the other 113
I don't-
French one does.
I don't know about this.
He's kindly shut up.
Now I just want to see a British locomotive with a Vanderbilt tender.
No.
Ooh, even more reasons to hate the
Help.
British.
So there was the Royale, like the Tumblr post Royale where the single had an absurdly large tender for what it was.
That's true. Anyway,
It was like a K4 with a coast to coast, but British.
So if you want to check streaming and recording,
no. What I want is I want Bryce's number.
With enough water to waterboard the Itami, 12,000 gallons.
Whoa.
Why?
Listen,
You.
listen. We're done with the war crimes against the Japanese. 12,000 gallons.
Why didn't you just say tsunami?
Close enough.
Subame?
yeah,
Anyway,
Uwu.
and NYONW lad.
Yeah, we got under half of that at 5,000.
Okay. Yeah, that seems about right. East, how many buckets?
All right, who wants to guess the over under here? What's the line?
How many guess like? Oh wait, no, you do have a saddle tank there. I'm gonna guess 200.
A
Okay,
cup of water.
50.
50. Okay, yeah, 200 is
50!
200 was too high. I was gonna guess 100.
I said 50.
I should have used this in the movie.
Not
The
even
movie?
a 55-gallon
movie?
drum.
The Titfield Thunderbolt, where
Oh.
they run out of water.
Well, see, the thing with this is they could have just like picked it up and carried it to the tracks instead of driving a locomotive through the street. Anyway,
That's true.
That's a thing for later, wink.
okay. Is this thing like supposed to be man portable? This is a man pad steam engine. Okay.
It's like a deck of view where it's like carried on the back of an elephant.
All right.
You don't
Anyway,
even have to like use an elephant. You could probably use like 3 guys.
Oh, it's like a Fiat. It's like a Fiat.
yeah.
I mean, just
Panda.
go ask for like engine weight or something like that.
All right.
Anyway,
British.
No. I hate that you were right, East, but it was by the closest of margins because it's 4,800.
4,800. Okay.
Oh my god!
So
Is-
4 of you is what separates me from.
Hold on.
Ford.
I have a question. Does this have a corridor tender?
I believe. Wait. Hang on.
You figure that out
Uh,
The model.
because that would really inform that
Yes,
number.
it does. Like, wait, no, nope, no, never mind. Maybe I don't.
It might
It
have a
doesn't look
corridor
like it.
tender.
It
Bender,
might have this. No, wait, no. That was an LNER thing. I don't think the LMS did corridor tenders, if
Yeah,
much,
LNER
if at
only.
all.
I want
Mine
British.
is
According to
2642.
2642. Okay, a weird number for yeah. Okay.
Metric.
5 points to the B&LE, 4 points to the NYONW, 3 points to the what is this LMS? Yeah. Learning Management System. I miss college. No, I don't. 2 points to the JNR and 1 point to the. Was this just like the Atami Railway?
Yes.
Also,
that-
once again, a number has been deleted.
Yep, nope, that's my fault. I accidentally typed in Brian's spot, and I went to do undo, but apparently I had like done it before I had entered my overall world base.
All right. Well, I'm putting the 50 back.
Thank you.
Okay. Definitely not overall wheelbase though. Fort, what is your stat call?
I think because I'm in a really weird game here because I'm trying because because I know I'm not going to get a 5 unless somebody screws up big time. So I'm trying to figure out here what's something I can at least get a 4.
Real quick. Just something to consider going forward. The Japanese are going to be a huge issue for you, I, and Bryce.
Oh,
Going fortward.
I am fully aware of that.
And they are currently leading.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with. Oh God, where was it? I'm gonna go with Firebox area.
Firebox
That's
area.
what I expected.
Going once. Going twice. Okay, Firebox area. Alright. Let's hear from the BNLE. Bryce?
524.
524. Okay. Wow, that's as much as 3 aces. Okay. Fort.
159.48.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, the Wootens, they don't have great. They have great grade area specifically.
Is Brian about to get smited? I heard that.
No.
East.
11.8.
11.8. Wow. Brian.
Wow.
The opposite is smited because I guess
Smote?
the Wooden may have the great area, but the Bell Pair has the Firebox area, 230.5.
It does, because you got rectangular
Aw.
prismisms ish. 230.5. Okay. Bender.
Square.
Bender.
Hola.
Es tu ma escola.
89.34.
89.34. Okay. Yeah, that all tracks. 5
What do
points
you
to
know?
the
I get
BNLE.
another 3.
4 points to the LMS, 3 points to the NYOW, 2 points to the JNR, and 1 point to the Atami. That's 2 ones in a row for East. East, you want to get a third one?
Ideally not.
Oh, okay. I pick something you win in then.
Okay. Axle loading.
Axle loading. Going once. Going twice.
Actually, I lied. I want to do minimum weight of rail instead.
Okay.
'Cause I think it's a funnier number.
Minimum weight of rail. Going once. Going twice. Trice.
Bryce?
Thrice. Thrice cream. Okay, minimum weight of rail. This is going to be rough. Bryce.
98.
98. Okay. Fort.
Was that Brian sneezing? Or...
Yeah. So I got 74.
74. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That's heavy for this thing. Okay. East.
3.
3. Okay.
Fuck.
Brian.
3 pounds. Okay, that's like a miniature. Okay, anyways. 84.
84. Holy cow. Okay. And Bender.
39.
Everything is under 100 though, so there's that. 5 points to Atami with the 3 pounds, 4 points to the JNR, 3 points to the NYOW, 2 points to the LMS, and 1 point to the BNLE. A railroad renowned for its heaviness. So, yeah, that sounds about right. Brian.
Right, I'm looking around at stats which won't get immediately vetoed because I have a feeling my trump card will.
You don't say that you have a trump card.
Well, I have a couple of trump cards, although most of them are potential.
You
There's
definitely
only one
don't
that
say
I
you have
feel
a
like I
couple
can
of trump
confirm.
cards.
That I will lose to Bender. That I will probably also lose to Bender.
The little nick in
That-
your photograph makes it look like someone just effing took an axe to your locomotive. I can't get over that. I keep staring at it. I know it's rude, but
that I don't trust. That's good.
well, you're
but I
almost
have
out
a
of time, so
feeling-
you got to pick something. Otherwise, I'm picking something that's detrimental.
Okay,
to you.
sure. Let's throw the shit at the fan. Factor of adhesion.
Oh God. Okay, factor of adhesion. Going once. Going twice. Okay. I'm surprised I didn't hear any pained vetoes for factor of adhesion. Another special one, so down in cell V38.
Oh God, wait, I didn't see this before. I should.
Oh God, sorry for it.
The only problem with not vetoing when you don't actually know what your number is. Okay, Bryce.
3.99.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay,
Almost
best I'm getting a
perfect.
4.
Fort.
Ooh. Yeah, mine's the opposite of. Yeah, mine's the opposite. 5.0.
5.11. That's really bad. East, I really want to know. East? What happened to East?
He's deafened.
He's deafened.
What the fuck?
Did East get a phone call from mom? We always respect
Call
the
your
phone call.
mom.
We always respect the phone call from mom around here.
Yeah,
What about
exactly.
Grandma? Like the time that I had it in the locomotive first in the
That's a mom.
Loco
It's
Dome.
a mom.
Mom of mom.
I'm concerned about what may have happened to East. And I don't. Do we have a?
Okay, so Ellis,
Yes, comrade.
I was gonna ask. So, on my engine, one of the stats is missing, but the rebuilt version has that stat. If it gets called, can I use that version of the stat?
Only if you know that it's accurate to the non-rebuilt version.
4.16.
If not, you
Sorry
die
about
by the
that.
stat sheet. What was that, East?
4.16. Sorry about my quick absence there.
That's okay. 4.16 is it's okay.
Why is that
Brian,
so good? I think I'm getting a 3.76. I've made a mistake.
3.76. It's not too bad.
I wasn't banking on East being so good.
Bender
3.8.
3.8. 3.8.
What the fuck?
Okay, yeah.
I just got
well,
a
yeah.
2 on myself.
Well, 5 points to the BNLE, 4 points
I don't think
to
anyone was
Tommy,
expecting
which
that.
that's hilarious. 3 points to the C56, 2 points to the British, and 1 point to the NYOW. The U. That's a shame. Why do I care? Why do I want it to get more points? I don't. Bender. Stat call.
Because I'm an obvious underdog.
My stat call is going to be number built.
Number built. Okay. Going once. Going twice.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Okay, number built. All right, let's hear about the BNLE
Yeah.
210-2's number built.
5.
5. Wow. Okay.
Woo!
Fort.
I got 17.
Ugh.
That's way more than I would have expected. East.
Juan.
Juan. Okay. Brian.
Thank God I'm at least getting a 4 on this. 38.
38. Okay. Wow.
Nuts.
And Bender, I assume it's like 350.
160.
160. Okay.
Ugh.
That's still outrageous. Okay.
Technically
5 points.
161.
4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point.
This is a terrible round for me.
It's okay. Lots of people had terrible rounds. Let's see what it looks like. Drum roll. No actual drum roll needed. Currently, in the lead is the C-56. Which, yeah. Now, this is why. Like, the C-56 and Atami would be underdogs, except they're being piloted by Bender and East, respectively. Which, you know, they were the finalists in Loco Dome. They know their way around the Loco games.
The entire reason I'm here is to take down East.
34 points for C-56 160. It's in the lead. 30 points for the... Oh, I clicked on the wrong locomotive. 30 points for the U class in second place. 29 points for both Atami 1 and BNLE 521. Now, that's interesting. They're both tied for third. And then in last place is the 8P City of Glasgow with 28 points. That's still 6 points from top to bottom. It's a very tight grouping here at the end of round 2, which really does say something about the arrangement of locomotives and what's been called so far. It also speaks to me that there have been no vetoes so far, and yet there have been quite a few stats with less than optimal results. That said, people have been generally doing pretty well. So, no one has... Oh, no, I take that back. I was about to say, no one has not a 5 on their own stat in both rounds, and then I realized Fort does. But Fort's in second place, so what does it matter?
No, Bryce does.
No, Brian does.
What?
Oh wait, no, never
No,
mind.
I said not a 5.
Oh, the 5 on their own stat. Yeah, never mind.
yeah.
Sorry.
On their own stat. So you're the only person you got a 3 on your own stat both times. But still,
I just got a 2 on my own stat. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
wait, no, yeah.
I said both times.
Oh.
My Nedge.
I didn't catch that.
I also
Everybody's
did not
cutting
get that.
out.
Right. I know. Discord's having a time tonight. I don't know what it
The
is.
biggest thing and the smallest thing are tied. Mint.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Love the Loco games. What is your third stat called, Bryce?
We're gonna go with tender fuel capacity.
Tender fuel capacity. Seems like a good pick considering the last one. Going once, going twice. Tender fuel capacity. Everyone here is a coal burner, right? I guess we're about to find out. Bryce, what's your tender fuel capacity?
I mean, I would hope.
16 tons of coal.
And what do you get? Okay.
A little older and a little more in debt. A little deeper in debt. Fuck, I've messed it up.
Straight to jail. All right, Ford.
Yeah, I got 10.
10 tons. You know what's interesting? I'm looking at the size of your tender and the size of your firebox. I think you could empty the entire tender into the firebox at once. Like, you'd have to stack it all the way to the top, but I think it's possible. We need some volumetric analysis. Yeah. East?
So, these things were not built with coal bunkers.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or coal anything.
So,
From my understanding is they were fired at the bottom of the hill, run up the hill on what they had in the fire already, and then just rolled downhill.
So it's a capacity of 0.
that's astounding.
It's enough for 4 scoops of coal, is what Tyler has figured
And
out.
is that
So it's less
well,
than
hold on,
1.
no. So wait, no. But is that stored on the locomotive?
We don't know.
We don't. No. Then either you gotta pick. Either you don't have the stat or it's a 0. I'm not going with
Which is 0 either way.
four scoops of coal. How much does 4 scoops of coal weigh in tons?
That's
Comically large
That's like
scoop.
0.
God. Well, we
Point 0 many 0 ones.
we need to. All right, Bryce. I know what we're doing next time I'm up there. All right. Anyway, yeah. No, you can. No, just leave it at 0. Okay. Brian.
Time to get back at Fort for the last tender stat. 11.
11. Okay.
I'll do you one better.
Okay. And Bender.
5 will get your 10.
So 5.5, 5.5. I'm putting this decimal
yeah.
back down before it confuses me later. The 0.00001 buried.
Hey, mine
by,
rounds up, okay?
Buried by significant figures. My favorite thing from math. Just kidding. I hated it. Winner is the B&LE 210 too. I have come to respect significant figures more as I've gotten older. I just hated them growing up. Talk about getting old. Math concepts. Learning to appreciate the math concepts that you derided in high school. I'm going to my 10-year high school reunion this coming weekend. I feel ancient. Anyway, 4 points to the British, who I blame for all of my troubles. 3 points to the NYONW, who are just about as ancient as me. 2 points to the JNR, and 1 point to a Tommy. Fort, what is your stack?
Hey, Fort, can I make a suggestion?
Oh, God.
What?
Double D's.
Double D's, like tit size?
All right.
What?
Go to Horny
All right, we've immediately gone there.
That didn't take long.
Well, Yeah, actually. So wait, what was that? No. No.
The NYNW
I
does
think
not.
I'm gonna go with. Um. I mean, I hope I'll get at least. Yeah. Okay. I think this is the best I can do. Ratio of driver wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
Okay, not a bad
Did he call a
shout.
stat?
Ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase. Going once, going twice. All right,
Veto.
Oh, I hear a veto. Okay, veto from Brian on wheelbase
I'm
ratio.
sorry for it, but I was going to lose that bad.
Right.
All right. Well, Ford, pick something else.
Also, you were going to give East a
Um,
1 or a 5. Sorry.
Yeah, but I could have most likely gotten a 4 out of that.
But East is one of our priority targets.
Oh! He said hour. He said hour. More collusion.
Uh-oh.
But also, you have to get good points on your own stat anyway.
Hey, yeah. Okay. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go with if no okay, yeah, evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume. Interesting. All right, going once, going twice.
I have no idea how this is going to turn out.
Okay, let's see evaporative. Oops. Nope. Sorry, it's listed as heating surface over cylinder volume in the sheet because it was very long to write. Heating surface over cylinder volume. Bryce?
200.57.
Okay, right over the cusp of what I would call good. Fort?
218.9.
Okay, decent. East, I really have no idea how this is going to go. It's good.
282.49.
Yeah, of course. All right. It was either going to be really good or really bad. Like, there's no two ways about it.
Brian accidentally giving me a 5 is very funny.
I mean, you were going to get a 5 anyway.
Yeah, but...
So, Brian?
You what? I don't care about that much. Well, I still care about it. I still hate East, but 200.95.
200.95?
Just
Oh,
over.
for
What's
God's sake.
funny? So I do that with a certain thing that you'll find out
Okay,
later.
Bender?
I mean, we know why.
Mine is 108.18. It sucks.
108.
Thank God, it was-
Did you say 108.18?
Yes.
Wow. That is
Thank
really
God
bad.
Bender sucks.
That's
at least one of our
outrageously
priority
bad.
targets.
Holy moly.
Lost.
Okay. Try the big bin downstairs. 5 points for the Atami. 4 points for the. Okay, never mind. There was one in there. All right. Gloria spent the last 3 minutes rifling through my desk drawers looking for a contactless charger replacement. 4 points for the NYONW. 3 points to the British. 2 points to the BNLE, which does not stand for British and Long England. And
England.
1 point for the JNR. What? Why? That wasn't that funny. Okay.
That's what my engine is. It's a long England.
A long English. It's like a full English. Okay. East. Stat call. Oh, can you not open this because you have nails? Okay. East? Did we lose East again?
No, I'm right here. I'm just
Oh,
doing
okay.
some
Just
math.
thinking. Okay. I have a
Back in my
I
head.
have a DM from Tyler.
Oh no.
I don't know what it is.
Run.
I'll have to check. It's probably Tyler saying I'm not going to make it, or it's Tyler saying I am rapidly approaching your location. What fresh hell has unlocked? East, you're almost out
Tyler.
of sand though.
I would like to do... Which is it? Wait on drivers.
Wait on. Oh no way! All right, wait on drivers. Going once. Going twice. All right, wait on drivers. WOD. Okay, wait on drivers. This is gonna be okay. No, Tyler says he's here in the spirit of a Tommy, which, yeah, okay, yeah. Uh,
Illusion.
I don't. I
You should
need.
be
I
glad
need.
he isn't here because he'll give Easton Bender all the style points.
Actually, hold on. You know what?
I don't think you need to worry about
I'm
that.
opening my DMs with
Yeah.
Tyler so I can give him an appropriate response. Hold on.
Is
Hold
it
on.
Just
Hold on.
no.
Hold on. No. Hold on.
You should,
I
you
have
should
it.
send it in
I
full
have-
form as embassy
there we
in
go.
response.
No. I just. It's gonna be visible on the video now.
Kaguya-sama?
Okay. Sorry.
I hate how you pronounce that, Bender, by the way.
I don't know. Okay,
Kaguya, not
I
Kaguya.
can't yet. Can't even pronounce my own name.
It's like when my dad
Bender?
says anime instead of anime.
Anime.
Enemy.
He pronounces the may, and
I'm
it
gonna-
annoys
I'm gonna-
Catherine, my
Well-
sibling, and I profusely.
I'm gonna start calling
The
it
H is
Anna
silent,
June.
okay.
Are you watching Anna June?
Anna July.
Anna April.
No, Anna June is any like freaking anime that has a plot involving a gay relationship because it's Pride Month.
What?
Okay.
My POV, my senpai's in Otonoko.
All right. Anyway. Price. Wait on drivers.
I got railroaded. 294,475.
475.
Yeah, that's yeah. I mean, yeah,
Railroaded.
yeah. All right,
Excavator.
Fort.
Yeah. Yeah, I got 134,000.
134,000. Okay, east. It's gonna be like 6 pounds.
43,000.
43,000.
4,300.
That's honestly even lower than I expected. 4,300. Insane. I
That's
don't.
just the
I don't
weight of
think
the
this is
engine.
made out of metal. Anyway.
We'll get there.
yeah.
Aluminium.
All right, Brian.
Just a little heavier than Fort. 150,304.
150,304. Okay. And Bender.
70,019.
Thank you
Bender,
for
your mic switched
saying
to
that
the camera.
over the airplane PA. Are
Bender
we?
feel like
is
we're
being
birds.
kidnapped. He's broadcasting to us from a trunk of a car.
Yeah, or
This
that.
happens far too often.
Actively being kidnapped.
Yeah, we're taking him to the WWF. All right, 5 points to Atami, 4 points to the C56, 3 points to the NYOW, 2 points to the British, the LMS, and 1 point to the BNLE. Okay.
So, one quick thing before we continue. Mew said the boiler of Atomi is actually filled with helium, not steam. And two, I genuinely think this engine is so light that having the engineer on board would actually make the factor of adhesion better.
Yeah, it would measurably change the factor of adhesion. That's yep. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Brian, what's your stat call?
Screw the Japanese. Superheating surface.
Superheating surface. Going once. Going twice.
Vito.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
I heard Fort's first.
I also heard Fort first.
Okay.
What? Aw.
I
thought-
knew.
I thought you had a superheater.
I was about no.
No,
There's
there is a version of me with a superheater.
there's no way this thing has a superheater with 333 tubes. First of all,
Yeah.
and second of all, man, Brian, when you called superheating surface, I was like, there is about to be a fratricide. I didn't want to say it out loud, but I was like, damn, I'm about to watch Brian get stabbed in the back. That's crazy. Okay, Brian, what's your pick something else?
Okay. No, that would kill Fort. That would make East win because I have a feeling that it's going to be like the NG2 and David. Oh, that's a decent idea because I'm pretty sure I'd beat both the Japanese with that. Power L1.
Power L1. I was waiting. I was sitting here going, wow, no power stats, really. And, like, we really haven't had much power stats at all this season, which is crazy.
Interesting choice, Brian. Interesting choice.
Yeah, power L1. Going once,
There's no way this is broken.
going twice.
I'm not gonna say anything.
All right, Power L1. Let's hear it from the B&LE. Power L1.
14,434.
It's less than I would have expected, but it's it is what it is. Fort.
Yeah, I got power L1, correct?
Power L1. Yes.
Yeah, that would be 6929.
Nice. Okay.
Nice, but also oof.
East.
Hello.
Power L1.
Yes. It's not that good. 2,412.
Oh, thank God.
No, I'm
I
sitting
thought
here
there
like,
was something
switch.
weird
damn,
going on.
what a bluff. You know, I was sitting here
Nice
thinking like,
base.
there's, this. It's not. That's not how Power
It's
L1
gonna be
works.
like
This-
20,000
also,
or
this-
something.
This stat actually went perfect because I'm better than the 210-2. 28,262.
Wow, like double the 210-2. That's pretty impressive. Okay, and
Like, actually, wow.
yeah,
Ow.
yeah, and anyway, Bender.
It's over 9,000.
What are you
Over
serious?
9,000!
9999.
999.
Seriously, that.
Okay. I'm just gonna really quick. I'm gonna just turn Brian down a little bit.
I'm sorry, Ford.
Okay. Anyway, 5 points to the to the whatever this is, the 8P, the PP. 4 points to the BNLE, which pretty much expected that. 3 points to the JNR Edge of the C56. 2 points to the NYOW U class, and 1 point to Atami, which that tracks. Okay, Bender.
Uno momento, por favor.
Penultimate stat call from you. You have 60 seconds worth of memento. Assuming these are actually accurate. I've never timed these timers.
Hey, Bryce,
Yo.
you understand how vetoes work, right?
Yes.
Do you have a stat that you're planning on vetoing?
So
Yeah.
see, there's this engine that may or may not have different types of cylinders.
No. I'm pretty sure I'd lose
So-
to that because, as we've seen with previous British engines, even if they have more cylinders, they're going to be still small.
My stat
but-
call.
What's your stat call?
Also,
Bender?
this isn't a compound.
Engine weight.
Engine weight. Okay. Going once.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Going twice.
Veto.
All right. There's the veto.
Oh
There
no,
it is.
that's not what I wanted you to know. Because here it comes. Here comes the bad one.
Here it comes. Here comes the general. All right. Yeah, Bender.
ET weight.
Ellis Tamelio's weight computation. Interesting. Going once. Going
Not what I
twice.
thought, but that's still bad.
ET's weight computation. Okay, and that's one of these you drop in. So do the math down here. East, you just had that ready. Okay.
I mean, it's not like
Yeah,
it's
no,
a hard number
yeah.
to memorize.
All right. I'll give everyone a second to get it in. But of course, we're gonna start with you first, Bryce. Weight on drivers and engine weight, way down at the bottom right. And we'll see what the number is once you get those numbers in. I should have this thing black out the squares when I set it to show, which would be an interesting thing. Because these are giveaways. Okay. Bryce. You can just give me the result
so-
number.
The result is 0.77.
0.77, which isn't bad. It's pretty middle of the road. Ford.
Yeah, I got 0.89.
That's pretty good. I mean, a mogul, you kind of expect that. Honestly, that's pretty good for a mogul. East.
1.
Yeah, 1. Your all weights on your drivers. Brian.
I like Japan as a country. I like Japan Railways as a railway. But I have a deep hatred of them at this very moment. 0.63.
0.63. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And Bender.
0.84.
0.84, which is going to get you a solid 3. 5 points to Atami, 4 points to the Mother Hubbard.jpg. 3 points to the C56, 2 points to the BNLE 210-2, and 1 point to this Pacific right here, which, yeah, that's how that works. Okay.
They are getting so far ahead that they have tons of style points. We are doomed.
I'm not sure the Atami has that many style points. I'm gonna be.
Well,
I want to be real with everybody here.
C56, but like,
I mean, I have a list. It's not that impressive of a list, but there's a list.
All right, I'm gonna hold everyone in suspense for a second while I do something. Conditional formatting. Format rules. If custom formula is, we're getting a lesson in coding for a second here. If custom formula is equals, what cell is this? This is cell AB 65 equals show. Okay, then I want to give this a custom format, which is going to be just that. Nope, sorry, wrong thing. Just that. Yep, okay, done. That way, it hides them. Because those are numbers that you could theoretically use elsewhere.
this is gonna suck because I won't be able to use the one stat that I was hoping I'd be able to call, but I have a feeling that this next one might be a better bet.
Well, let's see how everything looks right now. Currently in the lead with 47 points, the C56 number 160. 47 points. This is a really even game. But Benner is in first place. In second place, we have 2 locomotives. The Atami number 1 and the NYO&W U class. These each have 46 points. They are right on the heels of the leader going into the last round of stats. And then in fourth place, tied for fourth place, we have the other 2 locomotives, the LMS 8P 6242 City of Glasgow, and the BNLE 521, both with 43 points, like I said. So we have a very tight spread still. The spread is 4 points, which I think is actually down from the end of last round. It went from 6 down to 4. This is an incredibly tight race. Honestly, this is anyone's game. And looking at what has been called, it's sort of all across the board what's still available. This is crazy.
There's a couple things I'm surprised haven't been called yet.
There are some things that I'm definitely curious about too. But yeah, no, I agree with you. There are some things that I'm surprised have not been called by different people. And I should add a thing for min-axle loading. I should add a thing down in the blues for min-axle loading, so we don't have to calculate that off-site if we ever need it. That's something I'm not going to do during the show. I'm not going to do that kind of spreadsheet adjustment. But anyway. Yeah, Tyler is here in spirit with a Tommy. I wish he was here to watch this chaos unfold. I assume he's at work, actually. Anyway. Final round of stats. Bryce, what's your stat call?
Bryce, if I said TE, would you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Illusion.
I think there's a couple other stats you could call that would get you a 5, though.
Yeah, but
We're gonna go with tube length.
Flew to length. Yeah, interesting call. Going
I
once.
forgot about that one.
Going twice. You know what I really want to see? I want to see Fort's flew tube length.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's longer than mine.
No, have you seen his firebox? Anyway,
Okay, fair
all
enough.
right.
2 feet.
The firebox is filled with
The
tubes.
firebox is like half the locomotive. And then, yeah, my point is I think it's going to be very short. All right, Bryce, flew tube length.
20.5 feet.
20.5 feet is decent. Fort,
Mine is 11 1/3.
that's,
Oh, wow.
yeah, okay, that's actually, yeah, that's, okay.
That tracks.
That doesn't blow me away in any particular direction. All right, east?
It's gotta be 0.
Really, really strange number.
Really? Strange number. It looks to
4.58.
4 point. Oh wow, that's actually longer than I would have expected. It's a whole foot
It's almost
longer
as
than the
tall as me.
wheelbase, which that's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, Brian.
19.25.
9.9. That's okay. That's decent for a British engine, and this thing was streamlined, so that probably kept it down a little bit. Bender.
10.5.
10.5. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Nothing
We
here.
did it.
Nothing here is really surprising. 5 points to the B&LE engine.
Woohoo.
4 points to the British. 3 points to the Camelback. 2 points to the other mogul, the non-Camelback mogul, the normal mogul, and 1 point to a Tommy. Point to the switcher here. I haven't been using the wheel arrangement names, but nothing here is fun aside from the 040 just being switcher type and the Santa Fe type, and then we have 2 moguls and then a Pacific. It's nothing exciting. I don't get to flex the wheel arrangement names this time. Fort, what is your last stat call?
I think. I mean, that looks like a pretty big number. I think I might use that. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with same as above, but substitute firebox for great area.
Firebox for great.
That is-
Same as above, but substitute firebox for great area. Okay.
Very strange number.
Going once. Going twice. Same as above, but sub firebox. It's going to be an interesting one. Okay. Bryce.
Working on it. And 118,476.
Okay. That's a half decent number. I need to see what the Wooten says for this. Fort.
Okay, this wasn't as good of a number as I thought it was going to be. 31,896.
31,896. Now, never mind. I'll ask later. Actually, I can check myself. East.
Over under, which line?
It's got to be less than 1,000, right?
2,000.
It's got to be less than 1,000.
1,416.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got it.
It's better than I
got
would have
it. I got
expected.
it.
Okay. All right.
How am I so on the ball with this? Anyway, 70,879.
70,879. Okay. And finally, Benner.
22,654.
22,654. Okay, showing the results.
Yay.
5 points to the B&LE,
Woo.
that makes sense. 4 points to the LMS, that makes sense. 3 points to the Mother Hubbard, that makes sense. And then 2 points for this mogul and 1 point for that thing. All right,
This makes sense.
easy.
Woohoo, Morbidly Chungus.
Yeah, easy call. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it works out. I ate a slice of cake before starting this Royale. That was my dinner. Anyway,
Woo.
East, what's your stat call? Uh-oh. Did we lose East again?
No,
I-
I'm doing some thinking in my head about the fact that the Santa Fe type will probably get 3 5s this round.
I mean, that's entirely possible.
Assuming Brian calls a power stat or something like that.
See, I feel like that's just been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Now, it's just interesting coming to you after Fort, because Fort sort of aggressively hems and haws, which is actually beneficial to me because I know Fort is still there. You know, East is silently plotting, which is both unhelpful and terrifying.
And very much in character.
I like that. Aggressively hems and
All right, you're
haws.
about out of sand, East. What is it?
Tender loaded weight.
Tender. Oh
I
god.
knew this was
Tender
coming.
loaded weight. Going once.
I should have saved my Vita for this.
Going twice. Tender loaded weight. Man,
We're fucked.
I wonder how this is gonna turn out. Bryce.
207,100.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
Ford.
All under half of what? Under half, 102,000.
102,000. Okay. East.
0.
0. Who put a slash in? Okay. Brian.
Just nestled in the middle there, 127,568.
Okay. And Render.
144,469.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Okay, that's more than I would have expected.
Okay.
That's
that
more.
is a very dense tender.
Yeah, I mean it is. It looks like it. That's kind of
It's
interesting.
made of lead.
All right.
Oh
I want to make
Lord,
sure I
he
didn't
fit.
get that wrong.
All right.
Ha-
What do you say?
No, I
wanna
don't
make
think
sure I
that's
didn't get
right.
that wrong.
No, that's not right. I think you did total engine and tender
I
combined.
might have like boofed it. No, that is it. Tender loaded. Oh
No, that's,
no, that is
this
boofed. I
that's
boofed
right.
it on my own stat
Okay.
sheet.
What is it actually?
God damn it.
61,509.
Okay, I was gonna say that was wild. I was really taken for a ride there for a minute. All right, can you fix that so that I can give out the points, please?
Oh Lord, him's not as thick.
I was using my own stat sheet and I put the number in the wrong place.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. All right. 5 points for the Tommy. Unsurprising. No tender. Does it count as a tender when the engineer or when the fireman like steps off or like steps up to the locomotive to shovel? All right. 4 points to the C56. 3 points to the U class. 2 points to the 8P, and 1 point for the BNLE Chungus. Brian, what's your stat call?
Driver diameter.
Driver diameter. Going
Veto.
once. Going twice.
Veto.
All right.
Somebody
I hear a
Hold
veto
up, I have to
from
go do something quickly for
Bender.
my mom. Give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back because I know what Brian's gonna call and I know I want to veto it. So just give me a second.
Okay.
So I
Driver
guess I can
diameter.
use this chance to say, I've noticed that my performance in this Royale is aggressively average.
Sometimes
good,
that's the
though.
place you want to be. The very first Royale we did, really, the 113 Royale, the CNJ, not the CNJ,
Ready?
the Reading 113 won that by being aggressively average. It got
Really see the Reading.
a lot of 3s and 4s, and it came out. But we also had like the broken style point arrangement back then. So, once again, there have been things that have made me adapt this game. Is East back yet? Where did he go? Where does
He had to go do something for his mom.
where does this man disappear to?
All right, I'm back.
think
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
No,
Uh,
my mom just got home from.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
nowhere.
Never mind. All you need to say is my mom. That's just
Yep.
we
I'm
respect
gonna veto driver diameter.
we respect moms right here. We already vetoed driver diameter.
Oh, okay then. Never mind.
Benner did that.
Okay.
All right, Brian. What have you got
Alright, then,
instead?
tractive effort.
Tractive effort. Going once. Going twice.
Veto.
Okay.
Okay, do low pressure cylinders. Come on.
No, I don't have low pressure cylinders. I'm going to do Loco Base ID.
Oh.
Loco base ID. Going once. Going twice. There are no vetoes on the board. The only thing that could happen is Brian could change his mind, but he seems to have had this one in his back pocket. Loco base ID, starting with the BNLE engine.
90-30.
90-30.
Ouch.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's bad.
What about the end? It's not. I mean, these days that's not that bad. NYOMW engine.
We got a 4120.
Okay, that's pretty good. A Tommy.
All right, what's the over under here?
Is this thing-
1,000.
Is this thing's on the Loco base? Okay.
It is.
Okay.
However, the stats are wrong on the local base for a reason I can explain if you want.
I'm not worried about it right now.
It's in the 10,000s,
Wrong.
Uh-oh.
20,000s.
200.
Holy crap. Wait, what?
Wow,
What do
I
you mean
didn't-
200?
No, it's 20,000.
20,045. Okay, I thought you mistyped something there. Brian, what about you?
1052.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. And finally, Bender? Bender?
3827.
Okay, 3827. Okay,
Damn
let's
it.
show the results there. That's 5 points for Brian on his own stat. Half decent job there. 4 points for... Why did things keep changing? 4 points for the C-56, 3 points for the NYOW, 2 points for the BNLE, and 1 point for Atami. I'm surprised it's up there, but you know what? It is what it is. Bender, the last non-judge stat, not style point, stat. What's your call? Bender also silently plotting.
Uno momento.
Is somebody like spraying Windex? What is that sound in the back?
Oh, sorry. It's my computer part duster. It's a little squeeze ball.
Someone's. All right, Bender, you're gonna want to pick something here.
You can do number of class.
Total locomotive weight.
Total locomotive
fuck you.
weight. Going once. Going
No, I
twice.
changed. Axle loading. Sorry.
Oh, great. Okay, axle loading. Going once. Going twice. Okay, does anyone not have axle loading listed?
I do not.
All right, everyone do the math. Take your weight on drivers divided by the number of axles you have. Driving axles. Weight on drivers divided by number of driving axles. So, Bryce, you got to divide by 5. Fort, you got to divide by 3. East, you got to divide by 2. Brian, you got to divide by 3, and Bender, you also have to divide by 3. So take your weight on drivers, divide it by your number of driving axles, and the hierarchy is actually going to come out the exact same as minimum weight of rail, because that's how that works. But, keeps things spicy. Bryce, let me know when you have
too
your
far
math.
off what I actually have.
It shouldn't be that far off. I mean, if you have
I agree
axle
with that.
loading listed, if you have axle loaded listed and you do this math, it should come out to close to, but not over what you have listed. If it comes out to over what you have listed, it's like somebody messed up, and it's not you.
It's 299 less.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. Bryce, do you have yours?
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
58,895.
Okay, yeah, that's not too bad considering. Ford.
44,666.67.
Okay. East. East. Did we lose East again? East. I know he wrote it down. 2150. I'm gonna.
He's actually in contact with Tyler trying to scrounge style points.
Yeah, I would imagine. Okay. It's 2150 for East. Brian.
50101.
50101. And Bender.
23,347.
23,347. Okay, we'll show that. 5 points for Tommy, 4 points for the C56, 3 points for the U class, 2 points for 6242, and then 1 point for the big Chungus over here. Let's see where we
Woohoo.
stand. At the end,
Honky tonk, chonk chonk.
yeah, at the end of the 4th round, at the end of almost all of the stats, the C56 is in the lead with 63 points. First place. The U class is second
I'm back.
with 61 points. The 8P is in third place with 60 points. And then 59 points for 4th place. That's a Tommy. And finally, 57 points for last place, 5th place. However, still well within the margin to get into style points.
Hey, Ellis,
Yes, comrade.
I have a proposition.
All right.
Both because I'm curious about this and I really like my stat for this, but also, if Bryce is better than me, and I feel like he could be, then this could, even out the field a bit. What are you thinking about tractive effort?
Or you could do builder.
No!
Maybe a year.
Hey, Ellis.
I didn't even finish
Well,
my
here I'm
spiel, and
okay
you guys
with
all
if you
have
got four.
ideas. Joke's on you, I already figured out what I wanted to do. Yes, Bryce.
Can you, Fort's trying to get back in.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, let me let Fort back in.
There you go.
Thank you. I got like really bad connection for a solid second, and I was kicked out.
Now, I am going to just do one more pass through of these locomotives to think about it for a second. But for me,
Builder could be really funny.
because
though.
no, shut
Shut
up.
up.
Could you
Stop it. That's what I pointed out at the
It would
beginning.
directly
This is a
benefit both
Baldwin.
myself and Bryce, I think.
This is a Baldwin.
But is Bryce not? Because we both get boosted up like that then.
Think so.
Multiple builders.
Can we call white?
No. My Steam must have just cut out because it's showing me everyone back in game again. Now, there's... At East, you're right about that. It would help. But I try to keep away from that a little bit when Tyler's not here because I don't want to spend 5 minutes on it. Now, there are some things that I'm curious about. And you're right, that would probably be the only one left that would help you and Bryce. Although wheelbase ratio might also do that.
Oh, that's true. You could do that.
Yeah, but there's something that, frankly, I'm picking it because I want to see it. And I'm sorry that it doesn't help you specifically.
Power MT.
But Power MT is a very curious one.
We'll help
but
him.
But East,
I mean, are you sure?
You are my son. I care for you deeply. You already won one of these.
Oh, I don't care about winning about this one. I just want to see where this goes with Power MT.
No, I want Robert Le Messina's power computation. I want Robert Le Messina's, and most of the reason that I want it is because we have a Wooten in the mix, even though it's a relatively small locomotive. I want to see how that stacks up to the other locomotives here, particularly the big B&LE engine. If it beats that out, I'm going to be flabbergasted, but also thoroughly entertained.
Okay, let's see how this goes then.
Exactly how it would think it would go, and this would be very funny if it's the exact same.
And because no one's in danger here, I don't feel super obligated to try to save somebody. So Robert Le Messina's power computation. B&LE boy.
16,758.
Interesting, because I looked at the U classes earlier.
Ford.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, 16,000.
That's awesome. That's, it doesn't beat it, but it's really close, because let me just double check something. When did we do boiler pressure? Yeah, this thing has better boiler pressure, and it has the massive grate, because it's a Wooten. Not bigger than the B&LE engine, but... Okay, Tommy?
229.2.
229.2. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a little baby engine. What can you say? I can't hate it. It's adorable. Okay, Brian.
Consequences of being British. 12,500.
Okay. Still kind of in the
Almost
ballpark.
entirely carried by my boiler pressure.
And then, Bender?
2801.
2801. Okay. And this is how things look at the... Oh, shoot, I have to show the results. 5 points to the B&LE. 4 points to the NYOW. Okay, that makes sense. 3 points to the British engine, 2 points to the Japanese engine, and 1 point to Atomi, which, I do kind of feel bad about that, but it is what it is. Very torn on that one. I'm sure if Tyler was here, he could have talked me into something else.
We now have a spread of 5 points.
Question: so it is better. What is your power MT East?
Let me pull it up. 2,470.
Insane. Absolutely
What the
insane.
fuck?
Ridiculous. Of course it is.
I thought I was good with 1243.
Yeah, no,
I only
think
have 342.
you guys are getting paid. Anyway, Okay.
I want to know what the big engine's power MT
Oh,
is.
probably not that great.
I just said 1243.
You're not the
No,
big engine.
you.
540.31.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is
So
not
yeah, not
accurate.
great. Not great. Whoa! What the hell was that? Who just deleted something?
That's my Robert Amos.
All right. Nope.
Well, it's not right, but I'm not gonna.
Is it at
doesn't matter.
229? There you go. Okay. So we have a tie for the lead between the NYO&W engine and the Japanese engine, which doesn't bode well for the NYO&W engine. Then those each have 65 points, 63 points for the British, 62 points to the BNLE, and 60 points for Atami. Everyone is going to style points.
Yippee.
So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. I think I have a good idea of how it's going to go, but also Bender's going last with the style point calls, so I don't know. It feels like almost anyone's game at this point. East, you're up first with the style points. Now, I can think of a couple
I've got a little.
that are all kind of goofy.
So good rearward visibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would I? No, I wouldn't really have that, would I?
No one can hold a candle to this thing. However, I will check for the half a point.
I have,
Half a point goes to Bender and Fort.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. East. What's your second one?
Name.
You do have a name. It is called Atami. Yes.
Have a name.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You do have a name. Everyone whose locomotive has a name, you can go ahead and take it, which I assume is the last three. I mean, Bender, do you have a name?
Bender, what?
I have a nickname.
Bender has
Oh, and-
Bender also has a name.
Bender
That's
also
a
has a
different
name.
point.
Nickname is different than name.
Well, then
You have a nameplate.
Then it would be nickname. I thought it was the. No, this thing was nicknamed the Atami. And then they put it on the side of the engine, I think.
If it's written on the side of the engine, I'm going to call it a name.
Oh, okay.
So
Like
the
a
C-56 is not one.
like a nickname is like the
Recall
I
that
ones.
stat then or no?
What'd you say?
Can I recall that stat or no? Because I thought it was. I meant to say something else.
No, we already have the points down.
Okay. Okay.
What else? What else? Also, wait, no. So sorry. Does Bender have a name or not?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not like a nameplate on his engine, as far as I'm aware of.
Okay. Yeah. It's the difference between like the engine has a name that is official as official can get, versus like the I ones are all called the hippos. You know, that's a nickname.
Yeah.
Okay. Or like Big Liz, to come back to the discussion from the beginning of the show, or from before we started. All right, East, what's your you know?
All right. So according to Tyler, I should talk to you about this before I call it. The latest
Of course, he
engine.
was in contact with Tyler.
No shit.
Collusion.
So, according to Tyler, this is the lightest and smallest engine Baldwin has ever built.
I believe you. And sure,
Is
yeah,
that-
you can
okay.
take that point for being the lightest engine built by Baldwin. I've definitely given points for largest built by this or that, so I feel like it's not unfair to give the point for the smallest. Anyway, someday we're gonna find out like Baldwin built like a 7.5-inch gauge engine that was on display in their offices, but it
Yeah.
ran or something. Okay, anyway, as far as this goes, it's not a model.
Media.
So. Oh, this had a media appearance?
Yep.
Oh, of course it did. Okay. Yeah, you get a media appearance.
And it's for the specific engine, right?
Yes, if your locomotive
Goddamn.
appeared in a piece of media, and that's pretty broad, appeared in a piece of media, then you get the point for that. Okay,
As far as I'm aware, this did not.
what's your fifth? You sure it didn't appear in like a newspaper article after it killed a bunch of people?
Spark
Well,
Yeah, the
maybe
Sparker.
that, but like not in this.
Okay, well, you know, don't
this-
don't
That
don't
if
give
it was
you,
in a newspaper article.
don't give yourself
this-
the point if you can't find an example.
When I get that because I have
Yes.
the fan unit.
I think I can't speak for Ellis.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
he
do
does
you,
have the
do you
attachment
have the
point
mounting
it.
for the fan thing? Then in that
It's on
case,
the picture.
in that case, yes. Oh, it's on in the
Okay.
picture.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's in the smoke, but you can see it deep.
Oh yeah, I can see it's got like the fat lip on top of it. Yeah, then if you've got a spark arrestor, then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're done with East there. Bryce, what do you know about?
I've got a doghouse.
You do have a doghouse, absolutely. Where you go when you've upset the missus. All right, that's a good one. Nobody else has that. What else have you got?
Oh, oops. I angered it. Hold on.
You angered it.
I angered it.
All right.
Because I'm also looking at the sheet here.
I can see quite a few.
My headlight has a visor on
You
it.
do have a headlight visor. All right, you can take the point for the headlight visor. I gave that to you. I don't think anybody else has a headlight visor. Well, some people don't even have a headlight, but that's a different story.
Different story.
All right.
Does my lamp have a visor?
No, it does not. I did look. I scrolled over to you. It's a cute lamp, but no visor. Okay, what's your third style point there, Bryce?
I have a hybrid pilot.
You do. You have a hybrid pilot.
So does my engine count as being its pilot?
No. You do.
Stop.
You do not have a pilot. You have a pilot beam, but no pilot. Similar to the British engine. And then yeah, nobody else has a hybrid. Actually, is there a picture of the front end of C56-160? I need to see what it's got.
course.
The switchboards.
Take as many as you want. I got all of them.
You got- Okay. All right. So okay, no hybrid pilot there. Okay. All right. So there's the hybrid pilot. What else have you got, Bryce? Fourth call.
I have.
East engine is entirely crumple zone. It
I think it's all pilot.
is the pilot. Thank you, Matt.
How much pilot?
It's not
Yes.
a hybrid though.
Well, I honestly we can't confirm that it runs on any fuel at all. So
Yeah, the cleanest locomotive you've ever seen.
happy Earth Day.
I have polling pockets.
Polling pockets, absolutely. I was staring right
Hey,
at those.
so do I.
Okay, the polling
Yay,
pockets.
point
There
for
they go.
Fort.
Yeah, no, my engine's a hybrid. It's pushed by humans and steam.
Humans.
Slave
Japanese
labor.
engine doesn't have-
I mean, no.
We're not going back to the Mississippi. I said we're not talking about that.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's what you. Oh God.
Anyway, all right. Fifth and final for now.
I'm like really zooming in.
Yes, looking at everything,
Yes, I am.
taking in all the bits and bobs, as it were. Which, actually, it's an interesting. I kind of wish I had a shot of the other side because that might also give you some things. But there are definitely some things that
No.
you've got that a bunch of these other engines do not. Oh, that's an interesting. Oh, I thought that. Okay. Well, you're almost out of time here, so you should pick something.
I have a hand rung bell.
You do have a hand-rung bell.
So do I.
That's a good one. If you've got a hand-rung bell, folks, please give yourselves a point. I know that Japanese weren't big on bells, were they?
Does a Tommy have a bell?
There's certain locomotives that did get equipped with bells.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, a Tommy, the only bell it would have had was the guy screaming at the top of his
No,
lungs.
the guy has a cowbell.
Yeah.
This guy's a Tommy's got a fever, and the only cure. Okay. All right. LMS 8P6242, City of Glasgow. Brian.
All right, let me look into this real quick. Where the hell did it say what kind of stack these had? Because I know that it's a very special kind of stack. It is, of course, a double stack, but I want to state the specific type.
It would be GeVos on stacks.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Actually,
C56 on stack?
and or fat stacks.
Oh,
Spelled with a
hold up.
PH.
It just says double chimney. It doesn't say whether or not it's like a Kyle trap or whatever.
Well, it might
Probably
just
was
be a
like
double chimney.
Double
I mean, a
chimney,
double
then.
stack is still a stack. Okay, you're gonna take the double stack point.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else has the double stack. That's for sure. So you can take that. What else?
I have 2 stacks.
That's not.
One of them
Aw.
happens to be a safety valve.
Shut up.
It's so that-
said 2
it's so that the-
stacks.
It's so that yeah,
He
it
did
just
only
doesn't.
say having 2 stacks, and I technically have 2 stacks.
No,
Let me change that. Let me amend my answer. It's double chimney then.
no, it's double. You actually. Oh, none of these. God damn. Just get like a little model of a double stack car and put it on the pilot beam of C56 160. And anyway, all right, Bender.
Putting 3 Volvo trucks on top of
Yes,
the
yes.
Santa Fe.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, Brian. What's your next?
All right. Now I'm going to need you to confirm whether or not this is a style point. But according to what I'm reading, this class of engine, by drawbar horsepower, so by Q2 terms,
Okay.
is the most powerful steam locomotive class in Britain.
Okay. I'll take that. Most powerful in
Does
the
it-
country.
Does it beat out the Garrett's?
Yes, it does. This,
Interesting.
according to SteamLocomotive.com, these had a measured drawbar horsepower of 3,330.
That
Okay.
is pretty weak.
That's-
to be honest.
I mean that's pretty weak, but it's very impressive from British standards. I mean, it's almost half of a Q2. So
I feel like the
Okay.
Garrett would beat it out, but I don't have any evidence of that. I
Does
just
these
feel
get
like
a-
something that's like double the amount of track effort as that thing would beat it out. But I don't
No,
have
no,
any
no.
proof.
That's the funny thing is that I'm pretty sure this isn't too far off because this thing's tractive effort is just under 40,000.
also, I will just to
This
come
is
back.
really powerful.
Just to come back to it, this is why horsepower is a bad measure for steam locomotives. Like, it just doesn't help you very much. That's why it's not in the stat list. Anyway, all right. What's your third, Brian?
Okay, the third is my scoop,
Oh yeah, you've got that
Track.
water scoop.
pan scoop.
You've got a water scoop. I would assume you're the only person here with a scoop. The O&W didn't have track pans, and I can't think of a 210-2 fitted with a scoop. So unless there's one hanging out underneath the C56.
Not
Anyway,
as far as I know.
all right, Brian.
This was brought up earlier. My raked smoke box because I used to be streamlined.
Okay, that is one of the most minor things that it. Let me phrase this properly. It's an extraordinarily minor thing that I think is extremely valid, because it is, like, definitionally a style point, but personally I hate it. So there are so many good points that you could take with this engine. I don't know why you picked that one. Anyway, all right. Well, whatever.
Because it's something that nobody else has.
There's so many things that nobody else has. Anyway, carry
like
on.
my smoke deflectors.
Actually, yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
actually
no.
not. Yeah, no, you actually share that with the C56.
Oh wait, no. Can I amend
No.
that? Shit.
You even
Damn it,
wrote
I
it
gave
down.
a point to my big competitor. No.
Well, the C56 does get that. Although I did forget that it had that while I was ranting 30 seconds ago. There are actually not a bunch of things that you and you only
Okay,
have.
like now that my
So,
style
Ellis.
points are over, can I ask a question?
Yeah, what's your question?
No, you go ahead. Mine was a joke question.
My question is, does a top feed sort of thing, like a lot of British engines have, does that count
I don't-
as a style point?
I don't know what that is, so you'd have to argue it to me.
Like you see, like when you're looking at the top of the boiler and you see the dome,
Yep.
the thing that's ahead of the dome, that's kind of like sort of rectangular shaped, that's called a top feed. I'm pretty sure it's like part of the feed water heater for the boiler. But that's the thing that quite a few British engines have, notably quite a few of the 1400s on the Great Western had it.
Okay.
It wasn't always on steam locomotives, but it's like a thing that you'd see on many engines. I'm not sure whether or not that would constitute as a style point.
Because I don't know much about it, based
I
on
think you'd have to ask Tyler.
based on your description here, like I feel like Tyler could hop in and easily overrule me. I would be inclined to give it because it's something different, because it's something a little non-standard. Whether it's better or worse, that can be hashed out later. But I wouldn't be disinclined to give it because I like to err on the side of that's something I've never heard before. Therefore, it must be interesting. Anyway, so, and unless someone's going to jump in and tell me why, like, thermodynamically it's bad to have a top feed, blah, 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 which I'm sure Tyler would be able to do, until then I would be inclined to give it.
Does it, like, here's a question. Is it a substitute for a feed water heater, or does it feed into the feed water heater, like a preheater for the
It's
feed water
part
heater?
of the feed water heater, I think.
Okay, well,
or it comes after it, maybe.
Interesting. Like I would have to think about
This
that.
one has a feed water heater. It's separate from it.
Okay.
Very
So then
strange.
maybe it could be both. I could understand why you would want a top feed, but I don't know whether that would be an advantage or not.
Yeah.
At any rate,
one more question to Brian, if you don't mind.
go ahead.
Is it there because the feed water heater is placed underneath the boiler, and it has to like pump the water up, or is that
I don't
irregardless of the position?
I think it's irregardless of the position because I've seen it
Of
on
the feed
engines
water
that
heater.
don't have a feed water
Because
heater.
they still have that even if they don't have a feed water heater.
Yeah, there are engines that have it that don't have a feed water heater. I mentioned the 1400s. I don't think they do. I know
Okay.
that most of the Great
I
Western
assume.
Panniers didn't, and some of them had top feeds.
Okay. That
I wonder if that just has something to do with the loading gauge then.
I want. Well,
I
you
don't
could.
think it
I-
does
if you're,
because the boilers are way too small for that to be
No,
a
but,
concern
if-
for the Great Western stuff.
you could.
No, but like that's the thing. Sorry to interrupt, Joellis, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. I just have a. I
Like-
have a thought.
And engines with bigger loading gauges don't need to worry about like that specific feature because they can top feed like inside of the boiler or have other things that do it like automatically instead of having a whole separate system for it because of the restrictive loading gauge of England. I'm not trying to like say it's bad or anything like that. I'm just trying to think of like why they would have that.
I think it. I would imagine. I would guess it has something to do with sort of thermal properties and wanting to put the feed water, which is cooler, at the top so that it sort of can cycle through instead of putting the cold stuff on the bottom where it's not going to be encouraged to, convect, right? Because if the cold stuff is on the bottom and the hot stuff is on the top, you don't have like a sort of automatic convection current developing. Where if your cold stuff is on the top and your hot stuff is on the bottom, they're going to want to try to switch places. So that's my assumption as to why they might be adding these things. Because it could encourage sort of better thermal dynamics within the boiler. So, the fact that it's separate from the feed water system but is sometimes appended to the feed water system makes me think that it does actually, it's worthy of standing alone as its own style point. Basically what this conversation has done is has convinced me even more that it is, and, Tyler would have to talk me off my horse. Anyway, let's get to Fort. This one's already running long. I've been memeing and joking, and we've been chit-chatting through this whole episode. It's been a good episode, but boy, for starting 15 minutes early, it's already 9 o'clock here. And I still have to figure out what I'm doing in OpenTTD after this. All right.
Ooh, I'm so excited for OpenTTD.
Yeah, I
Fort.
noticed your company has nothing done.
Yeah, no, I did that on purpose. I wanted to make sure everyone else got a shot at the map because I spent a long time staring at that map. I didn't want to have like a leg up over anybody, so I figured I would wait until we unpause to build anything. But unpausing is going to have to wait for me to edit this episode and render it and make the thumbnail, and then then we'll carry on. So hopefully people will be able to stick around late enough. Fort, what are your freaking style points? Tell me. No, Fort died while we were waiting. Fort is deceased.
Oof.
Can I take over? I'm kidding.
No, Fort is muted. I think he left. I think he got tired and left. I don't blame him. We ranted a lot. Nope, Ford's typing in the chat.
So back to me. I'm kidding. No, it would go Bender.
What do you mean let you back in? You're just muted.
Yeah, you're just muted.
Oh, what? Sorry, I had no
God
idea
damn
what
it.
was going on.
Amazing.
Mark
Oh,
the
God.
edge. Okay,
Sorry.
ONWU class, what are your style points?
Cowcatcher.
Cow catcher, okay, yes. Cow exploder, take the point.
So what does go underneath the cow?
Cow yeeter.
Second, what was it? White walls.
Yes!
So is that specifically white walls or just paint?
It's specifically white walls, which just I
need
can't.
to look at my photo.
The B&LE engine has white walls, which just blew me away.
Would you have white
The
walls?
Atami,
don't.
the
Those are
Atami
hidden
doesn't. The British don't, and the C56 does not either. Okay.
It does? Wait, what?
The B&LE engine has white walls. I thought it was a trick of the light, and then I looked at the front. I looked at the leading wheel.
Oh, Bennett, you chose the one photo where it doesn't have white walls. That's funny.
No,
Yeah, but the
he
rest of it looks
posted
so good.
tons of pictures where it doesn't have white
Oh,
walls.
am I losing my mind?
Yes.
That's
I'm thinking of 8630 has white walls.
Yeah.
This is your mind on Atami. Okay, Ford,
I got flag holders.
flag holders. Okay,
Hey, Bender has that too.
Do we? Oh, you good? Okay.
flag holders.
Okay, wait, no, that I don't think that would not be a full point. Can I have good safety for all the stairs and handrails?
Absolutely, I am not giving a Camelback good safety on anything ever.
Mm.
Alright, so I have a question on flag holders.
Go on.
I think I have them. I think I see what looks to be a flag holder. I'm going off the basis that any engine technically would have to have one in case they pull the Emperor. Like that's just a thing in Japan.
Where is it then?
Actually,
Look
I
at
think
the
is
engine.
is it that little thing that's sticking out under the number
I
plate?
think that's what it is.
Okay, like I could.
You'd have to ask Tyler because I'm not 100% sure. But going off of Japanese doctrine, like that's something they would have to have,
Oh, okay.
just
okay,
in
I
case
like.
they pull the Emperor.
Sure, I'll.
Not
Yeah,
a
okay.
guy holding a flag.
The last locomotive. Do you have a flag? Also, I gotta say, I'm sorry for it, but you did call safety, so I'm not
Yeah,
giving
I
it to
know.
you. But now I have to decide who's the safest.
I think me.
Hey, Ellis, real quick.
Yes, comrade.
Up on the smoke box of my locomotive, there's that the I can see a bracket up on the front of the smoke box. That looks like a flag bracket to me.
It does look like you got a pair of flag brackets. Although those could be for marker lamps.
Marker
Typically,
lamp or marker flags?
they're combination.
Okay. Well then. Okay. Well, you can take the point for the flag holders, but then you can't get it for marker lights
Got it.
if that
If
comes
we're
around.
talking, if
Um,
we're talking safety, I should be the safest one here by miles.
No, I think I should be the safest because my top speed was like 4 miles an hour.
that's
mean,
not.
fair.
That's not. No. Matt said your entire locomotive is crumple zone, and I actually agree with him on that. If you run into anything like, if you back into something, you just die. Like you die. Like it's you're gonna be like the actor who played Chekhov in the more recent Star Trek films who got like crushed between his car and the wall, which is a super tragic story. But it would be on a very small steam locomotive, so it'd be a little funny.
Boiler
Okay,
pressure's so low,
Ellis.
it's just not
I mean-
a threat.
I mean, I got a lot of space with mine.
Yeah, it's between.
Yeah,
Well, it depends what you classify
It's-
as.
it's
like,
not-
ironically,
okay.
it's between Fort, who called the stat, and Bryce.
No, I'm not giving it to Fort.
Okay,
I
but
think-
like in terms of like handrails and everything, he is probably tied with
It's
Bryce.
between.
I know it's not
uh,
me.
It's between Bender and Bryce.
Well, I would argue Bender.
And I think
Of course you
because he
would.
has all of the safety. Well, no, he has all of the safety warnings for
Shut
the
up.
overhead electric systems and stuff.
Hey,
like
don't
that.
tell my son to shut up. Only I can do that. But no,
Yeah.
I think that it's Bender because I'm usually looking at these from the standpoint of walking along the locomotive, and you're gonna have a much easier time walking along the C56, especially because the running boards are super wide, and you can step inside the smoke deflectors, and you've got a way to walk along the tender that isn't in the coal. So I'm gonna give it to Bender. I think Bender has a point for safety. I am going
And
to
you're going to
give.
regret that.
I'm going to give half a point to.
Bryce.
I'm going to give half a point to Bryce because it's the next closest. So, as far as safety goes, and yeah, I'm gonna sit here and think that I'm not gonna regret it because I think it's a fair call. After looking at these, I mean, the C56 has super wide running boards. I can't deny that. Okay, but now nobody's been dropped out, which is interesting.
The Camelback should have negative points.
Yeah, no, the Camelback should have negative points. Well, the thing is, it does. You do have the handrails and stuff like that. And if you really wanted to walk over the top of the firebox, which just sounds like a terrible idea, you do have a handrail there. But also, like, you're risking your life by just sitting in the cab. So, yeah, it's like driving a Ford Pinto. Anyway, Bender, it's come around to you because sadly Ford could not get a one on his style point call, which he called so confidently. Ford,
Everybody's about to be folded at once.
I respect your enthusiasm. Uh, but Bender, what have you got for style points?
I got one for you.
Okay,
Never retired.
never retired.
This is the
Kidding
Japanese
me,
844.
844.
There's several engines like this in Japan,
Interesting.
where instead of getting, so in Japan there's no such thing as retired. It's called getting scrapped, even if your engine doesn't get scrapped.
Oh,
There
okay.
are
So it's
several engines in Japan that instead of getting scrapped, got transferred directly to Umakoji or Kyoto, which acts as their own like independent ward. So the engines were technically never retired.
okay. I understand. I mean, that's a.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say that's a bit of a like splitting hairs when it comes to internal railroad politics, but so is UP saying they never retired 844. So if I can give them the point for that, I can give the C56 the point for this. Now, I noticed that this does in fact fold a Tommy.
In the arms
Yeah.
of the angels.
So that's rest in peace to Tommy. What else have you got, Bender?
I have lots and lots of brass work.
You do. You definitely have the brass point.
Do I also get the brass point? Because all the thing you see is brass work according to Tyler. Like all the lining and stuff like that, or like half a point.
Let me look at the other locomotives here. I mean, I don't know what would be brass on the BNLE engine, but the USRA
Just the
design.
bell.
Yeah, the USRA designs were not known for being flashy. So yeah, you do have a lot of. The thing is, East, you've got a lot of exposed what would be brass work, but it's because you don't have a cab. So I'll
still brass
I'll
work.
give you
Go
a
ahead.
half a point for that, even though you're already folded. So yeah, you can take that.
Yippee!
Okay, what else have you got, Bender?
Automatic train stop.
Yeah, okay, automatic train stop. PTC could have prevented this.
This was also on a quadruple header. Is that a point?
If you can call it a
You're
special,
kidding me.
I will call it a special event. Which, yeah, I mean, you can get a special event point. And also that
Everybody just got folded.
we've
Well,
folded
except- yeah.
folded everyone except for oh nope, there goes.
And now he's folded.
There
you
goes.
go. Everybody went at once.
Everyone went at once
Yeah.
because Bender, arguably one of the highest, probably the highest style point potential, went last here, and that's the thing. I think if Bender went earlier, it would have been a much more, it would have been a much slower burn. But also the other thing is, everyone was very close at before the end here. So I am going to Bender. Do you want to get your last one in?
Sure, this one's more of a joke, but I'll say it.
Go
I
ahead.
forgot.
God damn it!
Amazing.
You have like 17,000. Why like.
I have 43 style points. I counted.
The chap. Remember when the American locomotives used to be, like overpowered?
Bumblebee.
Anyway, all right. Well, I'll end it there then. Let's show the results. Bender, the last man standing, 74.5 style point, or 74.5 points, 9.5 style points. went from pretty on par from everyone to running away with it when he got his 5, which that's the thing to keep a note of. Bender had about as many style points as the next person before he got to call any style points for himself. So, yeah. 74.5 points for C56, 160, Bender. Excuse the voice crack. I will see you in 2 weeks at the finale, at the Royale of Royales, alongside C62-2 and the Lone Star and the
Fist of the Lodestar.
yeah, and the other one that won last week. So not the Big Belgian. You're probably going to go up against something completely insane because I know what some people are bringing to next week's versus, but I'll get to that in a second. 74.5 points to Bender. Congratulations. Second place, Fort. You have taken this thing further than it ever deserved to go. 70.5 points to the NYO&W U-Class. That supermarket purchase served you well. Third place, Bryce. Not a bad placement for your first time in a Royale. You certainly took your notes. 69.5 points with your
Nice.
VNLE engine, which we'll talk about everybody's models here in a second. If everyone can drop your models down in the thing so that I can pull them all up. Model picks while I rant and rave here. Brian, you got 4th place with this thing. I mean, it's the British. I don't know what you expected. Frankly,
This had really good stats. I was just cucked by the choices of other people.
welcome
I
to
was expecting
Royale.
everything to be so small.
You did manage to get 4 of your 5 as standalone stats. The 5th one, I would have done your Bell Pair
I cucked.
Firebox.
I wanted to do that, but I
I
also
cucked
have a ball
myself.
pair.
Also,
I-
a thing I want to point out about this model, I got this for free, and the motor's burnt out.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Well, again,
realizing
we'll
I
talk
should-
about models when I'm done going over everybody.
I should have said, instead of safety, first in class.
First in class was good when you should have done your Wooten.
I didn't. Oh right,
Taking
yeah,
the
that's
point
a
for your
proud point.
Wooten. Also, your
Just
cab
a
doors.
special
which
firebox, so we both got the point.
you get the forward cab doors, even
Well,
though the
we've also
fireman's
gotten the point.
out in the cold.
No.
But
You have a ball pair.
Oh,
no.
You're fucking kidding me.
honestly, I'm not sure that counts as a Bell Pair. That's a different kind of firebox, but I don't know what it's called.
Me or Brian?
It's something. It's like it's a much older style firebox that you see on like old Norrises and stuff. It's not quite a Bell
Mazda?
Pair because I don't think
Yes.
it has staples.
No, Baldwin called it a bell pair in the order form.
Oh, did they really? Okay. Well, it's
Yeah.
in that case
Yeah.
I stand corrected. That's interesting.
hey, Alice, I got a
Just
dumb
offers
question.
that.
What's your question?
So so first in class, that was like first ever in class, or like first in like the number series? Because
Both.
with my locomotive, with my choice, it was the first one made of the USRA design.
Ooh,
Whoa.
that is a much more valid point than Ford's first in class. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
Uh,
also the
yeah.
first in class.
First in class is not a great point. I usually don't want to give that one. It's kind of flimsy. But I will
So-
also wrap up here. I can never
I
get to
say-
the end of of announcing who won and who lost.
Zam.
East, Tommy,
Yippee.
you finally snuck it in, and I think I want to cover this one first when we get to show and tell. But you got 66.5 points, within 10 points of the winner. Even after all that, you got 6.5 style points, which is more than the Camelback, and more than the British. So, yeah, I suppose that was deserved. That doesn't mean I mean it's adorable. I'll give it that. It's something special. It broke my game, but in the end, it made the game better. Making rosters with the
In
10%
the
rule
end,
is fantastic.
It doesn't even
I agree.
matter.
So I'm gonna jump down to the to streaming and recording here, and yeah,
Can
East.
I explain a little thing while you show the model?
Yeah. I've pulled up the model photo for you.
So I built this using a conglomeration of parts coming from stuff randomly in the bin, and also the Eiffel Tower. If you look at the back, you'll see the two like bracket pieces holding up the rear end of the roof.
Yep.
Those are that's just directly taken from the set, the Eiffel Tower set. And the reason the engine looks like this in real life is because it was specifically designed like this to bypass Japanese regulations, and it actually fooled the customs people by making them believe it was not a steam engine, because it did not look like what they had typically associated with steam engines in Japan.
So what did they think it was? A shed?
Stationary boiler.
I don't ask me, but honestly, they didn't think it was a steam engine, so they didn't have to pay any it didn't have to go through any of the normal regulations that like steam engines used to go through.
Well, no wonder it's a death trap then. Okay, so so you built this. This was the bending of the rules that I was talking about earlier, but like I said at the beginning or before the beginning of the show, Lego Locomotives came up and I didn't say anything. I saw the conversation, I didn't jump in because I was kind of on the fence, and ultimately I'm glad that we got this thing in here. I'm glad Atami was able to make a showing. I'm glad East built this because this is really cool, and I'm really, really glad it didn't win because I would have been kicking myself. So anyway, all right. So we'll go from the top from here. Bryce, this is your 210-2, which is lettered for what exactly?
That is it's the West River. So I actually bought that off a friend of mine who, he's not really. He's a safety guy for he has his own like safety firm for short lines and whatnot.
Oh.
And so he was getting out of HO scale, going to O scale. So he goes, "Hey, does anyone want any of these?" And so I asked him about it. He goes, "Oh yeah, I repainted it from a Bessemer and Lake Erie 210-2."
Cool. Yeah, it was a couple of the things that I could think about for style points for this thing. You definitely have more sand capacity than anybody else. You have the forward cab doors, which is weird on an engine this big, but you do have them. That probably was a USRA thing. You've got that bell. You've got headlights forward and backward, which is nice. Some of your competitors didn't even have electricity.
And I had lit number boards as well.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one too. It's a great little model.
It's lit.
I know. I think TJ has a 210-2 squirreled away somewhere. I'm not sure if it's a USRA one.
I really want the 210-2, specifically Canadian National. What was it? Fuck, I'm forgetting the number.
It's a thing. But it's a nice model. It looks
4100. That's it.
It looks nicely weathered too, which I love a good weathered model. I'm just scrolling down here.
I named it Morbidly Chungus.
Oh, that's actually what you named it?
That's what I actually named it because when all else fails, I just summon that.
It's Morbin time, Chungus.
It's Morbin time. All right, Bender, you're actually the photo that I'm looking at next here, right? Parked directly in front of the Milwaukee Road.
The Milwaukee Road.
This is
Bender, you should have sent the other photo.
How long have you had
the other photo?
How long have you had this dude for?
I did.
I've had it for about at least like 6-7 months this year. Well, probably like 5.
I feel like it's been longer, but yeah.
It's really nice. It's a really smooth runner. The valve gear works. Everything on it works. It's super beautiful. And you'll notice that the number is different. But that is because these models came with interchangeable number plates, so you could change it to any C56 you want.
Well, that's super cool.
That's cool.
I was gonna bring that up, so it's good that you caught me. You caught me at the pass there, and I appreciate the photo of the cat. I'd like you to know, Bender, that a package with your name on it arrived here safe and sound today.
Nice.
So that was good. I came home from Connecticut. Terrible place. Never go there. And in like 96-degree heat with no AC in my car, being outside in the sun all day, I'm probably sunburned as hell. But I got home and there were 2 big packages on my doorstep, and that was one of them.
Pizza in one piece.
So, anyway, speaking of little packages, Camelback Express Fort.
Yeah. So back in the day, when I was a little fort master,
you were not a master. You were a fort amateur.
Yeah, for an
Ford
amateur.
apprentice.
Or
But-
rookie.
But yeah, they sold the so President's Choice is the like in-house brand for like for
Superstore.
Superstore Loblaws.
Yeah.
Canadian
but-
Walmart.
This is the brand that made the 210-2 I'm looking for, CN4100, because that was like the Big Ten Express or whatever.
But yeah, I got this. This was when I got this. This was literally the first like electric model train I ever got. Before then, it was only like wooden Thomas stuff. And I remember it to this day because because obviously me being a little kid, we set up the track, and my first instinct was to just have it go like to throw it on full speed and have it go flying.
Hell
around
yeah!
Full send.
Beans!
yeah, of course. And because of that, we had like I think it was like basically like a 4x8 that my dad had made me at the time, like just a big loop. It fell off the table, and the plastic shrouding on the smokestack fell off. So all it was left with was the slightly bent out of shape metal inner shroud that heated up when you put the smoke oil in.
So that's why it's like that.
So
I was very confused.
So you made a Camelback have accurately dangerous parts. That's wonderful. That's always good. Yeah, no safety point. Brian,
All right, time for story time behind this. So, I think it was 2 years ago now. I can't really remember when it was, but a friend of my grandmother's unfortunately passed away, and he was a big model railroader himself. He had some North American stuff, but the primary interest was that he had this set, which was the Hornby R2311 set, which had the City of Glasgow 6242 and 3 LMS Crimson Lake coaches. Because I have always been looking to get some British stuff to add to my collection, I like North American railroads, but I like railroads from all over the world, and realistically, the easiest foreign models to get are British stuff. So I ended up getting it, and I was like, oh, this is so cool and everything. And then I realized, oh yeah, that's the 210-2 that I was looking for down there. You posted. Anyways, I take it home and I realize what I hypothesized happened is at some point it was run under power and was just left. And it derailed, and the drive rods jammed in like their own like freaking...
I see that it's a little bit funky.
Oh, well, you can't actually see that because I actually fixed that myself. But they were
Okay.
all bent and like caught in each other. It was not great. And the side effect of that was, after I'd fixed that, it only ran for about 5 minutes before it like freaking conked out, and as it turned out, that was the last little gasp the motor had in it. It was
Damn.
burnt out after that. And Dad and I couldn't figure out what had happened until I realized, oh shit, it's a motor burnout. And now I'll probably have to spend like a ton of money ordering a new motor from England
Damn.
to get this thing running again, which is also the reason why I got that Ginty I mentioned earlier. I'm not sure if that was part of the recording, but I ended up getting a Crimson Lake Ginty so I can actually pull the coaches and they can't just be sitting around useless.
Nice.
So now I have a working British engine and a non-working British engine. This is a non-working one, but I hope to have it working someday.
Cool. All
My
right.
next target is something LNER because I like 3-cylinder things.
Well, we should do show and tell as a community play date at some point. That'd be fun. I'm just going to hold Lafayette up to the camera. Speaking of show and tell and Lafayette and seeing people, I am going to be at the Seashore Trolley Museum this coming Sunday, the day after that 10th high school reunion that I'm dreading, and I will be there with Lafayette. So if you ever wanted to meet me and you haven't, or more importantly, you wanted to meet Lafayette, practically the mascot of the server at this point, you can do that. Also, like I said at the top of the show, visit our website, check us out on Discord, hop on in for the next one, which is next Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, same time as the rest of them. The topic is Locomotives Ellis hates. I don't know how that one made it past the censors.
That one's gonna be fun.
There have already been a couple of people messaging me asking what I think of this or that locomotive. Some of them I have much quicker answers to than others.
The SD Warren locomotive.
What'd you say?
The SD Warren locomotive.
SD Warren is okay. I don't hate SD Warren. I don't. I know people hate running the damn thing, but I am okay with SD Warren. I was happy to see it when it was at the Big E that year. No, for a minute I thought
The
you.
bicycle.
For a minute, for some reason, my brain went to the Shaw 4-cylinder balanced locomotive. I would like to not see that next week, but nothing there I want to see. So if somebody shows up with a locomotive that I do actually like because they are mistaken, I will have them replace it with something I hate. Sadly, Tyler better be here for that one because I don't want to suffer alone.
Well, I have bad news for you. No, it's like you should have a backup engine that you hate, but it's also really bad. Like, I don't know, some like 1890s, like 2.4 or something like that you just really hate. It's like, yeah, I actually like your engine, so you're stuck with this now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the Shaw actually.
It sucks that you like David now because I was originally going to go with him, but also it doesn't suck because my next option, the one that I had you confirm, will absolutely murder East.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
What?
Pride to go with
No,
before
trust
the fall.
me, it
No,
has more style points than the Japanese, and you know that as a fact.
I challenge you to a versus.
A versus of
this can
what?
be arranged. A
Your
regular
engine
versus.
versus my engine. Yeah, I officially challenge you as a Horseman Community
So
Challenge.
C62 versus what I'm going to bring next week, which will be revealed eventually.
Yeah, okay, whatever it is. Bet.
All right, this could. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
We
funny
can
is that we
record.
have a similar style point.
All right, bet. Let's go
Yeah,
right now.
this
right
is something
after the
where
show.
I'll
No.
broadcast on the server, but I'll record it and maybe post it just in case things get heated. And by heated, I
No,
mean me.
we shouldn't do this right now because it would give
No,
away
it's
what
not going to
engine
be
it
right
is.
now. It's
No,
going
we
to
should
be
do
later.
it yesterday,
It's gonna be
actually.
later.
Bruh.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for playing. I'll see, hopefully, some of you next week. Some of you already have secured your spots, so I don't, you don't need to see, but of course you could just, meme. Such is life.
I really hope I don't cuck Kaiser.
And then I will
I
see-
would just feel terrible.
At least 3 of you, I think, at the Royale of Royales in 2 weeks. So, with that, I end the show. I don't, whatever. This is the
Bye,
Admiral
trading
signing off.
card.
Yeah, bye, trading
My
cards.
trading
Bye.
cards.
Yeah.
I still need to buy my pack.
Yee.